or just the situation, sometimes I can kind of deflect and be like, well, you can think positive. Or I can't think of anything that I say specifically, but sometimes I'll just say something to deflect it. But if you're saying that, you've been probably thinking that your whole damn life. That's why it's manifesting as if you're older, okay? And you're getting arthritis and you're getting sick. That's because you've been, trained to think that way. Your parents probably, if you were around your grandparents when you were little, they probably say, yeah, this is what old people do. They put their teeth in a cup. Or when you get old, you're going to have to puree your food because your teeth going to fall out. You ain't going to be able to chew it or whatever. Or, when you're old, you have to have this cane because you ain't going to be able to walk. And you when you're a child, you're like a sponge. And you just absorb stuff. And you just take things in. Whatever people tell you, that's the truth. Because they're your parents or your grandparents. And you're like, they know about life. They've been here longer than me. But I'm going to tell you now, they were trained by someone. And they were trained, they're your great-grandparents and your great-great-grandparents. And this is the stuff that's passed down in generations, okay? So, they could have been taught wrong. And most of the time they were. So it is up to us in this generation to make a change and start teaching our children differently. And stop these speaking death over ourselves and start speaking life. Because, hell, that's what we've been doing, speaking death. You're already programming your cells to, like I told you, the water, your cells are made up of 70 to 80% water, okay? And water carries that currency, that energy you were speaking about, yes. So, if you're speaking and thinking and being and feeling, as I get older, I'm going to deteriorate. Guess what your cells are being programmed to do? The same way I just programmed the water, the gym water, is the same way you can program your physical body. Your physical body, but okay, so at age 40, 50, we should be deteriorating because guess what? Boss said so. You're the boss. Just like I was the boss over this pendulum. I said, we ain't spinning like that no more. I'm not doing that. It's the same way you're the boss over your health and the same way you're the boss over your entire life. You say so. You say how it's going to be. And you get to choose whether or not you're going to continue. I did not mean for this scope to be this long. Good Lord. I was just going to come on here. But you get to say, I'm going to age gracefully. Actually, not even age gracefully. That's not even positive. I'm going to grow in strength. I'm going to grow in beauty. I'm going to grow more and more beautiful every day. My senses are going to become heightened. They say, as you get older, your eyesight goes. Well, why did it go? Because you've been telling yourself your whole life that's what it's going to do. Your body does exactly what it tells you to do, what you tell it to do. And it's basically your thoughts that you're allowing in and, agreeing with. You're contracting with them. When people say they contract the disease, no. It's not contract or caught like somebody just threw it at you and you got it. People throw something at you, you don't have to catch it. You can throw it back and I don't want that. But it starts on an energetic level of you thinking something. You do contract diseases in the essence of making a contract with it. You say, I agree to the terms and conditions of this ailment. Or this, this aging process or whatever it is. I don't agree to that. I say I grow more and more beautiful every damn day. Hell, let me get even more deep. Every nanosecond, I grow more and more beautiful. How about that? And my cells are wiser. My brain is stronger. My thoughts are clear and sharp and perfect. You say that and see how sexy, how strong, how many of your teeth you still have when you're 60, 70 years old. As opposed to people who have bought into and contracted with or agreed with the notion that as you get older, you have to get worse. I don't agree to that. Okay? So, that's my little spiel for the morning. I meant to just get on here and show you my little tea and my little gin water. But I like talking, so that's what ended up happening. Alright, so I try to make it short because I want to put on my YouTube. I try to do double duty, by putting on my YouTube. And you can only upload 15 minutes at a time. off my phone. So now I gotta put it in parts, but whatever. Yeah, it did need to be said. If I said it, then I guess it needs to be said. All right, y'all. I'm about to get out of here. I'm gonna get back on. I'm gonna do a Periscope about something that popped up today. PCOS, cyst, okay, in women, ovarian cyst, and somebody else asked about fibroids. All of these is stagnant energy, okay, and repression. If you stop repressing, then you won't have it. And it was an article on Facebook about Chrisette Michelle. She was a raw vegan eventually at some point, and going to a holistic naturopathic doctor. And good morning. I'm doing a scope. So she was going to a naturopathic physician and still in pain. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's what I'm talking about. That became clear to me, how long ago? I said a year ago. I started to figure out that your health is not just based off physical things. And even though we get to a point where we're like, oh, I'm using herbs instead of pharmaceutical drugs. I'm drinking my water, alkaline water at that. I'm using crystals. I'm getting Reiki treatments. And she was doing all that. Chrisette Michelle was doing all that and still having problems. Now, so when I read that, I was like, oh my gosh, here it is. Like what was revealed to me like a year ago, that it's not just about your, what you're doing, what you're eating, and yoga and exercising. It's not just about that. It's about your thoughts. It's about your energetic field. And there are energetic imprints trapped in your auric field that expands out from your body around you, okay? And there are imprints that are left there from childhood and past lives, okay, that are replaying over and over and over and over again. And until you get rid of those, you will still be sick. The herbs, what it does is it does bring you into a certain balance, because it's a vibration in the herbs. It's a vibration in the water. It's a vibration in the food. But depending on how much amplitude, how strongly you have these negative thoughts, how much repression of your emotions that you're having, if you're doing it daily, if it's something that's been there for a long time, I don't care how many herbs you take, I don't care how many crystals, I don't care if you get a big crystal the size of your house and you sit by it, it's not going to help you. You have to. Some people's negative thoughts are huge thought forms that you can't see. They're in the unseen realm. They're energetic. There are people who can see them, and there are people who can feel them. I hear them and I feel them. I hear them in people's words. Like, people say certain things and I'm like, that ain't the truth, what you're saying. Okay? And I hear the truth. So I hear them, and people are going to what they call it clairaudient or whatever. And I'm clairsentient. And I can see, I can sense, and I can hear. So those are just those nice little technical terms, labels or whatever. So, I was like, oh gosh, I would love to read her, because then I could see why. And it also has to do with your blood type. I still have to do research on blood type. So usually if I read someone, something will come out. And it's like I'm very intuitive, but the scientific part, I have to go look up. If I want to tell you in words what it is, I could tell you by feeling and all that. There's something not right. And I also hear that, what people are telling me is not right. And I hear the truth. Like, I literally hear another... It's hard to explain. You have to kind of experience it to know. Sometimes I hear other words, and sometimes the vibration of the word don't sound right when they say it. Like, it sounds like an utter lie. And then my brain processes it as you're lying. Like, I gave the example yesterday. People are like, oh, I'm so happy with my man. Like, he treats me so good. And I'm like, no, you're not. Because it's not even the tone. It's like, because people are good liars. They lie to themselves. Not even about lying to other people. They're lying to themselves. And I just hear it. Like, I'm like, no, that ain't true. You're not happy. You're lying to yourself because, something happened in your childhood as far as abandonment. You're just not willing to be abandoned again. So you're going to make this work even though it's not working. Okay. And now you're having these issues with your throat, having, thyroid problems. That's where it manifests. And your thyroid, gland controls so much. It has a lot to do with your weight and your metabolism and stuff like that. You hear the intention of the word. Girl, that's it. That's a perfect way to put it. I hear the intentions, not the words. Right. Like, people be saying stuff. I'm like, that's not true. Like, what are you talking about? Like, I know you're lying. You're lying to yourself. So what's really going on? And then from there, I get to the bottom of what's really going on with them through discussion and also through sensing their energy. And I do that through the process of like using crystal healing and just sensing energy with the pendulum and with my hands. So I do that too. So if you're interested in that process of getting down to diseases are just manifestations of suppressed energy and mismanaged thoughts. Okay. That's all it is. Diseases are not, Western system treats symptoms. They walk around here telling you got this disease and that disease. No, you have dis-ease. You're not at ease within your system. Okay. It's not right. So it always comes down to some emotional thing that's going on. It's not something wrong with your DNA. It's not something wrong genetically. There are things that are going on in your energetic field that are manifesting in your physical body as messages to try to tell you, hey girl, you don't have to worry about being abandoned. You're a powerful, energetic being. You don't have to sit around worrying about people leaving you because you have that fear. That is why people do abandon you. That's why people do leave you. So clearing that out is what will stop the disease or the manifestation of symptoms that people call, diabetes or call peripheral vascular disease or call acne. You think I'm playing? I'm so serious. It has nothing to do with you being this, defective person. You're not. You are perfect and whole. You just have fucked up thoughts. And you don't know who you are or what you're capable of. That's why the things are manifesting physically the way they are. So at the root of every so-called disease or diagnosis is an emotional blockage, an energetic blockage. And all I have to do is sit and talk to you for a while and I figure it out. I'll be like, okay, so you said this, and this, and it all comes out. So my email is Elisheba, let's see, ELISHEBA @vibrationalalchemylife.com. Okay, I check my email daily. You can email me there. I do have a package to work on these things. It is $1,400. There is a payment plan available. The reason why it's that price is because it's that valuable. It's actually more valuable than that, because how valuable is it to you to be free of chronic migraines? How valuable is it to you to not have someone have to cut you open to remove a cyst off your ovaries? How valuable is that? So that's why it's that price. And yes, I do payment plans, but that's the investment that you put into yourself to rid yourself of these things. Okay, I've been there. I've had broken teeth. Okay, and abscesses and infections from suppressing and not speaking my mind. Okay, and having to hold back. And I had to, really go through so much hell and so many bad relationships to see that. And I'm still processing these things. But the beautiful thing is now I see it and I'm aware of it and I can, work on it. And I'm telling you, painful. Trust me, I know what pain is. Toothaches, oh my gosh. I've had babies and all that, and that ain't nothing compared to a toothache. Oh my God, toothaches are ridiculous. But I don't suffer from that anymore. And the problem was I was grinding my teeth because of like, I don't want to say something to you and I can't say it because you're probably going to reject me, you're going to be mad, blah, blah, blah. No, you can't do that. If you're with someone who's causing you to have to be that way, you need to get rid of them, okay? And it's for your own health. And once you start doing the process of knowing who you are and getting to know yourself thoroughly,